Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Grand Football Daily World Cup Review. And guys, it is day 4 already. And we're going to go straight into day 4. I've got with me in the studio my main man, King T. What you saying, bro?
It's been an interesting day today.
Yeah,
You know,
it
I think
surely has.
it's been a good balance trying to work and watch football at the same time. And you're thinking which one, and then the goals coming in like go more. Hey, I'm still at the football. It's been a good one. It's been a good
Yeah,
one.
it's been an eventful day in the world of football, well, in the World Cup, really.
Mm.
And what better way to start than to look at the game between Germany and Japan? I know they were not the first game that kicked off,
Yeah,
was the one that had all the events in it.
I think we've said this World Cup is more of a formality.
Yeah,
And the underdogs are literally, they stay in claim on things now.
they
We
are.
saw Saudi Arabia yesterday.
Yeah,
Who would have thought, Japan would, yeah, we knew Japan we spoke about Japan having, that good work ethics. It's the one that can, play for 90 minutes,
mm,
and keep
mm,
going. And,
mm.
that proved our point because if you look at, the Japan-Germany game, their goals came in at 75th and 83rd minute.
Yeah,
So they were still fighting. Not
yeah,
like
till
Germany
the end.
wasn't in the game. Germany
Yeah,
was still in the game,
yeah.
but they kept fighting, and the chances they got was turned into a goal.
Oh,
And
what
you
a
could see,
game, man. What
you
a
could see
game.
the Asano goal. You could talk about the Asano goal. The defender was struggling to keep up, and this is what we said: it's who can fight till 90 minutes.
Mm.
And that proved it. The
I
defender.
mean, it's a shame because Noah made some decent saves in that game. But, even for the first goal, he actually saved the first shot. But obviously, the rebound, he
Yeah.
couldn't do
But
much about that.
can I say, is it Jamal Musiala was very wasteful. It
Musiala,
was
yeah.
it was wasteful
Mm,
in front of goal. He had at least three attempts, quick fits, good
mm,
fit, dancing
mm.
fit in the box, but his final shot was always skied
It
over.
was poor. Yeah,
Very poor.
yeah.
That
It's poor.
those were chances he could have, you know, announced himself to the whole world to go, you know
Yeah,
what? I'm playing well in Germany. I'm doing my own football, but here I
yeah.
am now. I need to show the world. And I believe, he was very wasteful. He had
Mm,
chances, he had plays, he did the tricks, he danced
mm,
around, but the final shot was just terrible. Ike
mm,
Gongodan, I can say he did his bit, but selfish. There were
mm.
times he could have laid off the ball. I
Yeah,
was watching and I was just thinking, these are easy goals, easy tap-ins. Why
yeah.
go for it when you can lay to a man who is free
It
on the
was
side who
free.
can go?
Yeah.
And on three
Sometimes
occasions,
they remember it's the World Cup, and everyone wants the accolade for themselves. They want that accolade where they say,
it's for the
"Oh,
nation.
who scored in the World Cup? Who got the winner?" But sometimes you've got to think of the nation, like what this guy did in the England game. Because it was his debut, Wilson, he could have gone for that shot to try and score,
Easily, easily.
easily, but he decided to give
But
the
and,
pass,
and people would
you know,
remember him more for giving that
more for
pass
giving that
than
pass.
actually shooting and
Yeah,
missing.
yeah,
There
yeah.
are some that because you're playing for the nation, you're
Mm,
playing for the pride of your country. You're
yeah.
representing out of, let's say 80 million people in your country or 8 million people in your country.
Mm,
You are the 22, 25 that have been selected. You
mm,
are you are carrying the flag of your country.
of
So
your whole
it is
nation.
the same game,
Yeah.
and there was a chance, what's the left back for Germany? I believe his name was David Raum.
Yeah, Ram.
There was a time it was just Ike Gogodan in the center in the front of the box 18,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was packed to the right hand side, and
Mm-hmm.
Ram was just open. All he
Mm,
had to do was lay that ball with his left leg. That was
mm,
definitely going to be a goal. or an attempt on target, or probably a rebound for somebody else to tap in. But selfishly, he came back in and shot, and he missed. Then that was the one that hit the outside of the bar and went out.
Went out,
and
yeah.
he did like a couple of things. Go, it's not. This is not a Premier League game. Or a Bundesliga game whereby you want to score, and the more goals you score, the more bonuses you get. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed.
So well done to Japan, though. Well done to them. They've kind of like made us realize that there's some teams that you have to look out for in this World Cup. The likes of Saudi Arabia doing their bit yesterday, Japan doing their bit today. I mean, a lot of their players were really, really good. They played well.
And if you notice, when they made the changes of bringing in the three players, Minamino, I believe it was Minamino, Osano.
Yeah.
Asano, and then one of that player who came on, I think it was Kubo, one of them.
Yeah.
When they came on, they literally changed the game.
Yeah.
Like they brought in extra legs and they brought in extra drive. And
That's
it was
true.
the same.
And one of them eventually got the winning goal.
Asano. And it was as if they're coming in. It's good to have, for me, you can say, the coach did well. It brought in it brought in the right players at the right time. And on paper, Japan only had 26% of the ball. They only had four shots on target, and out of those four, they scored 2
goals. Yeah.
So it's taking your chances. It's still about, and we know we spoke about this individual gameplay. Advertised in the Premier League. You've got some of the players in Germany. You've got some scattered all over the place, and now they've come together as a team. So that understanding isn't fully there. And Japan, if you probably look at all the players in Japan, they probably play in similar leagues in Japan, and the few ones who play out, I believe Asano I'm not sure how true, but he's an on loan Arsenal player.
Well, he's played for Arsenal before, not on loan now.
Or if that's still the case, but I think you got want to bring him back, but that's for Arsenal. But kudos to Japan. It wasn't a case of
great game by them, man. Great game.
They had the strategy and they executed.
They did well. They did really, really well, and it opens that group up because the next game, which is the final game, well, not the final game of the night, the second game of their group, Spain versus Costa Rica. Spain, the
what?
Costa Rica 7-0. That's the highlight of today, really.
Today,
7 goals.
And the beauty about this, about Spain, many people wrote them off to go.
Yeah, they did.
They've taken a lot of young players who we don't really know. They don't have a number 9, and the only number 9 they took, Alvaro Morata, wasn't even starting the game.
Yeah, they had Asensio in that middle. I'm sure Asensio was playing like a false 9 or something.
It was a false 9. So you could say, what's going on? Like what sort of lineup is this? Why would Luis Enrique, bring these people? And, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But look at the gameplay. It was as if it was like prime Barcelona playing football.
Very true.
Their movement, their on play, their understanding of which player was where. Sergio Busquets bossing that midfield, connecting the passes. Pedri doing his bit. You got Jordi Alba bombing down the left bit. Aspilicueta, as a
on
veteran,
the other side,
still doing his bit. Didn't look
everyone played their parts today. Honestly, they were just on fire. They played their part.
And to think about it, Nico Williams didn't come on until like the 69 minutes. Ansu Fati didn't even come on at all. And these are people they've still got on the bench. Marcos Llorente, Daniel Carvajal. They've still got these guys on the bench. But they brought in just a couple. I think he made just about 4 changes today. And they were able to just change it. They all now.
It was. I mean, I don't understand what happened to Costa Rica, dude. I mean, they're normally a good side. I mean, not totally great, but a side that can compete, if you know what I mean. What?
It was a combustion. They combusted. They
Combustion.
do you know they are the first team in the world ever not to record a shot on target.
Shot on target. Wow.
For
Wow.
a team of that experience, with the experience they've had in the World Cup and previous World Cup, similar players, to not have a shot on target.
That's shameful, man.
It's absolutely.
That's shameful.
It's shocking.
That's shameful.
Ball possession was 82-18. Total shot 17-0, on target 8-0, off target 7-0. They could only string 230 passes.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, it brings us to our next game, which is Belgium versus Canada.
Yeah.
And Canada, in as much as they lost that game, but they had 22 shots, you know? 22 shots on goal. I mean, Spain had 17 shots and scored 7 goals. And Canada, they had 22, but no goals.
No goals.
What did you make of that game, from the little you've heard or seen?
From the little I saw, I believe for me, that would be a difficult one, for that group, especially with Belgium. Canada is basically proving a point here.
Yeah.
It will not be a walkover.
Because they definitely played better than Belgium. They outplayed Belgium. I mean, it's a shame they had a penalty and they lost that penalty. If they had scored that penalty, the whole
been a 1-1
different.
And we spoke about it, and I believe Silas mentioned this about the Belgian team as it stands.
Yeah.
If this group of players don't do
anything now,
that is the last set of it.
True.
And I'm trying to look at their. I thought let me do a quick check and look at their bench and see any major young player or name that you can pick out. You can't really pick out any.
Belgium.
For Belgium, apart from Torgan Hazard, which is still
a known name and he's been there for a while. You won't say he's an up and coming player.
You've still got the same sort of people, Batshuayi, Hazard.
He scored today. He scored their goal today, Batshuayi.
Hazard, Yannick Carrasco, Axel, Tillemans. These are still old players.
Yeah.
This is, to me personally, this will be most of their. Apart from Kevin, maybe might play one more World Cup and one more Euros, and that'll probably be it for him.
It'll probably be one more Euros, not a World Cup. 4 years from now. Maybe because he's still.
4 years from now
how old is he now?
28, 29.
So he probably still, if he's fit, he'll probably be able to make the next one. Maybe like the most senior player, just guiding everyone. Hey, look, guys. I mean, I'll stay on the bench, but come on, guys, you can do this. Giving everyone like an advice on what to do.
On what to do and which way to go. But, if they don't do nothing this World Cup, I don't see them doing anything after this World Cup.
Yeah.
Quite disappointing that, they couldn't beat Canada at least 2-3 goals.
Yeah. I mean, Canada, fair play to them. It just shows that they've come for this World Cup with a mission to,
and they've got that
come out to play well and see how far they can go. Because the likes of Canada, they will be hosting the next World Cup with USA and Mexico. So they know they're going to definitely be in the next World Cup. So the plan now is to make sure, they
can build a team, a solid team,
that even if they don't go far in this one, in the next World Cup, they can build on what they've done in this one.
And if you look at it, if you look at the likes of Canada and USA, the investment they are putting into soccer, which is football, so call it what they call it, is soccer, they are putting so much investment. And you can also say, you might not quote me on this or quote unquote, there has been a lot of migration of people of around the world into Canada. you know, and those teams would bring talents.
Yeah, true.
You know, if you look at them in the next 4 years, when we will look at them, some of the names we are seeing will not be the names we will see.
Yeah, it'll be
You know,
new names and people that,
because when you
have
get,
just come out.
because if you look at France benefited from that migration.
Yeah,
You know, from a
they
lot of
did.
French-speaking countries who moved into France, and they
They
grew up in
did.
France.
Yeah,
You know, and then created that massive talent.
yeah.
In France, for example, you could create, with the number of good players they've got, you could create 4 solid teams of 11 aside that can still beat any country any given day. You know,
Yeah.
so I would say, you know, you can see that happening, and you can see in the next 4 years, it might be a different Canada, a different America will be seeing. Mexico, I don't know much for now, but in the next 4 years, it's going to be a different America football team. It's going to be a different Canadian football team. So you can definitely say they are going places for sure.
Anyway, the last game we'll talk about, which was the first game, the Morocco versus Croatia game. Disappointing, wasn't it?
I was disappointed. It was boring. Nobody wanted to do much. At some point, I thought ZH got substituted, but I didn't realize in the game. You know, and I didn't even realize Abdullah, the retired one that came back again. I didn't even realize he was still back with Morocco. It was substituted in.
Okay.
I thought he left
Adel
the team.
Tarabt.
No, it wasn't Tarap. It was the number. What was his name? I think I had his name. That Amdela.
All right. Yeah.
You know, I thought he retired, but coming back in again, I'm like, man, he should have just stayed retired because he came on and
no inputs.
I'm not even sure he touched the ball once or twice. I'm like, so it was boring, and I felt like 10 a.m. I could be doing better. Woke up 10 a.m.
No, it was a boring start to the day, and I'm glad it didn't end that way. You know, it would have been bad if all the games today were a bit drab. So it looks like that Belgium group might be the one to avoid in terms of what you want to watch. But maybe the second games they might step it up because now they know
because
to
looking
win.
at it, Canada has got a chance to go through. Because I feel they can easily beat the likes of Morocco.
Croatia in the next game. They play Croatia in the next game, and Belgium play Morocco. So that would be interesting.
All of them are on the same level. Looking at Morocco, Croatia, but there is no better.
That's what I'm saying. So that group, everyone will be a bit wary not to lose. You know,
anybody can win, and it's. I'm shocked about Croatia. You know, Perisic was awful. Kovacic was literally playing away from his usual position, and I didn't see him do much. You know, Modric pulled a couple of strings, but missed a couple of misplaced passes. You know, it just didn't. Nothing fitted, and I thought, this
at least both teams will be happy. None of them lost, so they just build on that for their next game. It's like what the Belgium coach said as well. What's his name? Roberto Martinez. That they'll build on this 1-0 win. I mean, it's not what everyone expected. Everyone expected them to win and win comfortably. But because they didn't do that, he knows that the team will just build on this.
But if you look at them, they don't have a strong bench.
Yeah, you mean Belgium?
Belgium. Their best 11 are the ones who played today. That is their best 11. Because I'm looking at their bench, I've got Minole, a goalkeeper. I've got Thomas Minia. He's all right. Utoganaza, just there. Onana, just there. You know, Mertens, just there. Trossard, he's been good in the Premier League, but just there. You know, so they don't have a strong bench to go. We're going to make changes now. So that group itself is, I will say that actually group, anybody could qualify.
Anyone could.
Morocco is smart. They could qualify because none of them have a strong bench. They don't have a well-known name. You know, you could say, so anybody could qualify. But the group to watch out for is the Germany-Spain group.
Yeah, that group will be difficult.
Germany could either not go through, and it could just be Spain and Japan. As it stands, it's Spain and Japan that might
in the
possibly
front seats. Yeah, I'm trying to see which. Oh, it's the next game is a cracker, man. Spain versus Germany.
Oh,
so that Germany has to win. They have to win.
With the way Spain played today, I don't see Germany. I'm sorry, but you never know.
But football is funny. Football is funny. Germany can come now and beat Spain and beat them comfortably, maybe 2-0, 3-0, this kind of scorelines. And you're thinking, is this not the Spain that won 7-0 in their first game? But it will then show how bad Costa Rica were. You understand? But that's football for you. Anyway, we'll see how that one goes.
Definitely.
So tomorrow, day 5.
I'm excited. Day 5 is going to be an exciting one.
We've got 2
African countries. We've got Switzerland, Cameroon,
Brazil,
Uruguay,
Serbia,
Serbia, 7 p.m.
Uruguay, South Korea.
Well, that's going to be an interesting one too.
Portugal, Ghana. We'll see Ronaldo in action. So there's some cracking games tomorrow.
You know what's beautiful about the Ghanaian team?
What?
They've got Inaki Williams, which is Nico Williams' brother.
Yeah.
In the Ghanaian team.
In the Ghanaian team.
For Ghana.
Yeah.
The other brother is playing for Ghana.
He's playing for Ghana. So imagine where maybe Ghana go through in the group and they play Spain. It'll be interesting. I think I heard one of the commentators saying that today. Imagine Ghana coming out of the group and playing Spain. And
it's going to be an interesting one. Brothers against themselves.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I didn't realize, though, that in this whole World Cup, Ghana is the least ranked team. They're the least ranked team. I thought it would be one of these Saudi Arabia or Iran or, one of them. But Ghana is the least ranked team.
I won't say I'm that surprised because they've not really been up to their name in games of late.
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised, but I'm really hoping, rooting for Ghana, to cause an upset against.
Of course, my main man Partey, the Arsenal player, will be rooting for him.
I feel like the players, that are going for the World Cup for Ghana, they've got a decent group of players. You've got Lamptey playing right back for them, and then you've got Inaki Williams in midfield. You've got Ayew, you've got the brother.
There's some of these Ghanaian guys who switched to Ghana that didn't make it. The likes of Hudson-Odoi.
He
didn't make that team. Nketiah.
He didn't complete his switch.
Yeah, it's like Nketiah as well. Nketiah too didn't complete their switch because it's only now that Nketiah was able to go to Ghana and complete his switch to Ghanaian heritage.
I think now if you look at the world of football, a lot of these players who grew up in England and Spain, in Germany, a lot of them now are going back to their roots because now they know, what, football, playing for my nation, we've got a chance. And that, Mourinho has made a statement before,
I know you keep going on about that statement.
And he's made the same statement, and much as you can read that love or hate Mourinho, is who he is, and he's made a couple of statements, and one of the things that I feel still stood out, is if FIFA puts a ban to go, you can only represent the country of your parents' birth, you would see a lot of these other African nations, Asian nations
further in the competition.
You see them more in the competition. You see them challenging properly for this World Cup, this silverware, and even creating a proper cup nations that would suit them better because the talent, that has left, and this comes with migration. Won't get political, but
anyway, What are your quick predictions for tomorrow's game? Switzerland, Cameroon. What do you think?
Cameroon to win. Cameroon to win. I'm predicting for
Cameroon to
Cameroon to
win.
win.
Okay. What
Uruguay,
about Brazil, Serbia?
Brazil to win. I'm going to go for
Brazil
Brazil
to
by
win.
a big margin, actually.
What about Uruguay, South Korea?
Oh. Actually, I'm going to go for Korea to win because Uruguay have lost all their big names who are either retired or injured.
Well, what's his name is in the World Cup, isn't it? Luis Suarez is still in the world. He's still with Uruguay. I'm sure he's still there. And even Cavani made the team as well.
They passed their prime.
Yeah, so they might
aged.
They might have something to prove as well. That's the thing about these guys they know that this is their last World Cup. They might give it their all because they know this is the last hurrah.
But this is the thing. It's in comparison to fresh legs.
Yeah.
This is what I talk about the endurance. They might play okay, but how many of them would last 90 minutes?
True. That's the thing.
Look at Japan, look at Korea. These are teams, nations who pride themselves on quality. Endurance and stamina is their watchword.
Is their watchword.
Yeah, and you've seen it in competitions, even in basketball right now. They are pushing it so much. In football, they are pushing it. In every sport, it's about quality and endurance. They might not be the best footballing nation, but they will cause an upset. You've got Son from
South Korea.
From South Korea. Is South Korea or not Korea? South Korea. From Korea.
South Korea. South Korea. He's in the World Cup with South Korea,
And then you've got what's his name? The center back currently in Napoli.
Is he a South Korean as well?
He's South Korean as well. That was who replaced Koulibaly when he left Napoli.
Oh, I'm trying to remember his name.
And he's a very solid. I'm trying to remember his name. He's a solid defender as well. You know, so you've got this and these people play. They play for pride. They play as a team. You know, so a lot of them don't go outside of their country to play football, to apply their trade. Majority of them play within. So these are the nations that, like I said, you know, the final would be between a big team and an underdog. You know, the way
it's still a long way to go, but I'm sure we're here for it and we'll see it happen. King T said it one time, you know, that these guys or these underdogs would make it far.
One of them will go find the competition, and the way it's looking, it might be an underdog versus a big team player, because there's a big chance a lot of these big teams might get knocked out or not even make it out of the group stage.
Yeah, some of them might end up playing each other, so one of them would go out.
Will get knocked. Like Argentina might end up meeting another top country, or even you can even say there's actually a rumor I was reading, true, about Argentina, that losing this first game helps them to avoid Brazil.
Even if they top their group, they probably will not meet Brazil.
If they top Brazil, if they top their group, the debate at some point they will meet Brazil. But if they come second in their group, they have a big chance of avoiding Brazil. How true that rumor is, I don't know. But these are
we'll get to see.
There's nothing ever in the footballing world. You can't really discard every information.
Yeah, but to be honest, most teams, they don't look at that. They just want to play to win. They have to beat even the people that finish second. They still have to beat them. You understand?
Yeah.
You still have to beat them to get to the next stage. So if you don't beat what's in front of you, you're out. So
you're out.
No matter who it is, it could be Japan, it could be Brazil, it could be France, It could be Saudi Arabia again. You have to beat what's in front of you. You know?
I think this World Cup is shaping to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is getting interesting.
Obviously,
tomorrow ends the first games for every team. By the end of tomorrow, when we meet, it will be talking about the next stage where people start playing their second games and all that. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
The second game would eliminate a lot of big name teams.
Yeah.
If a lot of teams are not careful, second week would eliminate quite a number of big teams.
Yeah,
you can tell who would go through or who would not go through, who would got the chances.
Yeah.
It would eliminate. So it's shaping up to be interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see what Brazil do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the 3 games I'm looking for, actually all games I'm looking for.
All the games tomorrow, man. They look mount-watering.
Cameroon. So I believe it's on BBC as well. Or
they should be. They should be.
But all today's game was on
they're live anyway.
They're live, so
they're live.
I would like to see what happens with Cameroon and Switzerland, and it will be interesting.
Yeah. Listen, King T, thank you again for coming today. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you everyone for watching this episode, day 4. We have looked at all the games and we go into day 5. Look forward to that when we bring that to you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much, King T. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you again. Thanks for having me.
Lovely evening, and bye for now.
Don't check this.